Hi, this is KryptoSeoul Erica, episode 14. Hi, everyone. Hi, Investor Milton. Thanks for tuning in. The weather in Seoul is very, very cold right now. It's below about 17 degrees Celsius. And yeah, there's been a lot of activity going on in the crypto world again. So I'm doing it the second time this week. There's been so much news going on, and I'm trying to cover as much news on government regulations regarding cryptocurrency, as well as industry news about like certain projects or exchanges. So anything you want to know about South Korea, you should come to my channel. This is KryptoSeoul. Hello. So let's move on to today's news. So there's been couple of announcements by the government on the 23rd and 24th, so yesterday. And it's been pretty substantial, so I'll try to cover as much as possible. So, hi everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So there's been an announcement on the 23rd regarding the AML guidelines by the Financial Supervisory Commission. It was live on television and everyone watched it, including me. And there were many announcements made that were pretty surprising to the South Korean public. So one of the announcements was that there would be no ban on cryptocurrency exchanges. It is about 80% certain that the ban, or total ban will not, complete ban will not happen on exchanges. But there will be a lot of regulation, strict regulation on the exchanges, illegal activity. So exchanges that do not accept the measures stipulated by the government, they'll be banned from operation. So that's a major announcement, and people were relieved that there will be, the government is not thinking of an extreme measure. They're thinking of regulation and more transparency in the market. And also taxation is underway, and I'll cover that a little later. The specific numbers are not certain yet, but the government is implying that the fact that it is thinking of implementing taxation, it's implicitly saying that the government is taking cryptocurrency investment as legitimate, well, not legitimate, but as serious, an unavoidable trend, right? So. And also, it is reinforcing real name confirmation. And it says that this is a surprising announcement, but it said that a daily deposit or withdrawal amount of $10,000 and weekly amount of $20,000 will be reported to the Financial Intelligence Unit, so as a possible activity of money laundering, right? So people were saying that this amount is too small for the government to detect, and this is too what do you call it? And people are saying this is too little for the to be illegal or to be reported to the intelligence unit. So they're complaining a lot, but this is what the government has announced in the 23rd announcement. And also it says, so this is what this article is talking about, that $10,000 limit, and FIU is Financial Intelligence Unit, and it will be reported to that unit, right? So there's a lot of limitations on the amount of deposit or withdrawal and trading activity. So that's one measure that's been very surprising to me, as well as a lot of investors. And the measures that the government has implemented is actually indirectly regulating not the exchanges, but the banks. I mean, trying to regulate the exchanges by using banks as a channel. So as I mentioned before, the government will reinforce real name confirmation. So it will stop virtual accounts and actually use real name accounts to make the transparency and reinforce KYC. So it's trying to use banks, and exchanges will be using one bank to trade with and to use their accounts. And so by using that, for example, Coin One will use KB, Upbit will use IBK, and so forth. And it's very designated. And by using that, I think the government is trying to give a lot of responsibility to the banks, actually. So the banks have a lot of burden on their hands because they have to reinforce transparency, and they have to take charge of regulating, or not regulating, but trying to make transparent activity with the exchanges. So they have to make a very transparent partnership. And banks are, I think, very burdened by that. And not one bank is kind of stepping forward and trying to say, oh, we're going to, take responsibility. So right now, it's a stage where the government is kind of cleverly trying to regulate by using, banks as a tool, I think. So in this context, exchanges are very, they're regulated, and banks are burdened. So I think this is I don't know if it's an efficient method, but that's what happens, and this is what the government is planning to do. Yes, and that's what this article is talking about. So this is talking about how exchanges and banks will be communicating with each other on exchanging the account names, information, so that it's transparent, and that will allow the actual creation of the bank accounts for trading activity. So that's what the government said. And actually, so this is talking about IBK Bank, which is collaborating with Upbit, the largest exchange in the world right now. And the fact that IBK Bank is reluctant, this is saying that it's reluctant to make real new accounts again. And it's saying that although the government has, kind of said, from the 30th, January 30th, there's going to be an opening of new accounts, but it's up to the banks right now to kind of take the responsibility to make sure everything goes right. And IBK is feeling a little burden, as I mentioned before. So it's saying, we're not really sure about that. So there's actually reluctancy among the banks at this moment. And there was another announcement on the 24th, the next day, by the government. It was actually made by the Ministry of Strategy and Finance. And it says that, it's actually a very general announcement about all the fourth industrial revolution, like industries, also including blockchain, but it does not only talk about blockchain, but other industries as well. And it says that it will try to develop blockchain industry, and it will try to regulate what's negative activities related to cryptocurrency investment. And so it was it was a very positive announcement, yet official, I guess, stance by the government. So I guess it's not saying that it's going to regulate everything. So again, similar context with the 23rd announcement. So yes, this is talking about, the minister making an announcement and official statement about and it talked about how last time the Ministry of Justice, it was talking about it was considering a complete ban on the exchanges, but this minister has said that since a lot of ministries have different opinions and stances, it may be shown as that the government is a little does not have a solid stance. And right now it doesn't have a solid stance. It's kind of like distributed, I guess, because there are many interested parties involved. And so, and it says that, I saw the article today, but it says the government will make another announcement soon. So I'll look forward to that, and I will definitely update you on that. Okay. So talk about taxation. So the main focus is taxation on exchanges, which has earned so much money, incredibly a large amount of money, and especially like Bitthumb, Upbit. Bitthumb, I think, is the main target for the taxation right now. So it says, the article is saying, it is estimated that a total of 24.2% on the profit of exchanges will be charged, especially on Bitthumb. So that is a huge amount, and some people are responding, oh, that's pretty inevitable for the exchanges because they have earned so much money and without any taxation, which is pretty crazy, right? So I think it's about time that exchanges do pay on the profit they're making, right? So that's fun news. And there's been a lot of negative illegal activity going on in exchanges. And one rumor was that the customer's money was in like the accounts of, like CEO accounts, bank accounts. So people are saying, what's happening to the actual money of the investors, and they're so the local taxation office, the Korea Customs Office, they're actually investigating what's happening to like certain illegal activities by the exchanges. And this is also another article talking about how the Korea Customs Office will investigate activities of speculation of money like going abroad, right? So people go to like other countries to make profit and then come back to Korea to use the kimchi premium and stuff like that. So there's many illegal activities, and it's been flourishing for a while, and I know that under the back door, right? So but there was no regulation going on until now. So now the government should step up, and it is under investigation. So I'm hoping that these illegal activities will be rooted out. So yes, that's another article to cover. And before I move on, I would like to say people were kind of confused that about the foreigners who have already trading accounts in cryptocurrencies in Korea, right? So what do? So people who are like residents who are living here, but they're not Koreans, right? So as I mentioned before in the previous episode, foreigners are prohibited to trade on the Korean exchanges, right? So foreigners who already have cryptocurrency trading accounts will be allowed to withdraw their assets. So even after the new rules come into force on January 30th. So it's allowed to withdraw the assets, but they'll be banned from making new deposits in the future, right? Through their accounts. So that's what's happening. The deadline is January 30th. So I think a lot of people are panicking about, because we have to make new accounts, IBK, and I don't have accounts on IBK right now, so I have to make one very soon. Otherwise, I can't, make new deposits. So Koreans are also panicking. Foreigners are panicking. But I think it's a step forward in trying to make this an actual, transparent policy. So I think even though it's a little tedious and cumbersome, but I think it's useful. I mean, it'll be useful in the long run. It's necessary. So yeah, so that's what's the transition period is a little difficult right now, but yeah, we'll get through it. Yes, and I'll try to cover this before. So this is talking about. This is one of the rare articles talking about actual blockchain industry in Korea. I mean, compared to the investment activity here and all the investment hype, the actual projects are not really highlighted here in Korea. So that's disappointing for me because I'm in an industry and I want to promote a lot of projects here, but it's really hard because the focus is more on investment, getting the money, right? So here are some of the major representative projects going on here. So there's CoinNest, Chain Partners, there's Coin Manager, Bitthumb, Coin One, The Loop, which is in charge of Icon project, right? So and Mediblock, of course, Scale Chain, yeah. So it's saying that a lot of people, I mean, the websites of these projects are exploding right now because of high interest. And so this article was tracking the website frequency, the number of people visiting the websites, and it says that it's very it's gone up very rapidly, and it shows how much Koreans have interest in not only investment but also in the actual projects that's going on here and what they're building. So that's a good positive movement towards actual industry development. Another news. So Bitthumb is actually, it says, I'm not sure if it's 100% true. There were rumors, but Bitthumb is negotiating with Netmarble, which is actually a game company in Korea, on M&A. So Bitthumb, I think, is trying to sell, its company whatsoever, and it's been talking with Kakao, a lot of major companies, but I think it moved on to Netmarble right now. So it's in discussion, negotiation. It's not certain, and it's hopefully it will be successful. But I mean, I think Bitthumb, the main shareholders of Bitthumb are saying that it didn't expect this business to explosively develop in a short period of time, and it wasn't ready for this, right? So I think it's ready to have some other big institution to take over the business and to take charge and expand their business, I think. So that's the consensus of the existing shareholders, that as this article talks about. So hopefully Bitthumb will find a really good owner in the near future and maybe expand its business, right, to some other new exciting field. So that's actually the news that I covered today. Oh, and one thing. So I saw the Medium posting yesterday from Icon, and Icon Mainnet 1.0 has been launched. So yay, congratulations. The details are written in the Icon's Medium post, so check it out if you want to read a little detailed information. And the first block has been created on the 24th. So, and dApps can build up on the blockchain. And I look forward to the announcements made on the Icon Summit next week. So please keep tuned for that. I'll try to deliver some good news from Icon during the summit. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So KryptoSeoul is actually the channel and gateway for non-Korean investors who want to know about what's happening in the Korean scene, Korean crypto market and industry. So thanks for tuning in. And if you have any questions, please email me at KryptoSeoul at gmail.com. And if you want to support my channel, please give donations to the existing addresses. I'll post it down, edit it, I'll add it. So please like my channel and please click like. And I'll probably do another show early next week, so please keep tuned. I think I'll have a regular time period for my shows now, probably Tuesdays and Fridays in the Korean time standard. So I'll keep you updated, and if there are any sudden news coming out, very important news, I'll do it live very quickly. So please keep tuned, and thank you for listening. Have a great weekend, early weekend. So bye. I'll see you next week.